Okay, so as I was explaining earlier, nothing comes out of nothing. Everything comes from something. So if you can connect with that original something, you're really online spiritually. You see. Everybody wants to be online, but this internet sometimes fails, and what do you get when you connect it with? All kinds of garbage. But we teach you here how to get online. The password is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. How to get online with the source of all existence. The great sages have been online with for thousands and millions of years, actually. So it's pretty powerful stuff here. And that Supreme Person is not left here to guess what's going on, to wander around in the cycle of birth and death. What's going on here? He's actually given us a great teaching called the Bhagavad Gita, where he gives us precise scientific directions so how to actually be tuned in to him and to be actually tuned in with everything. When you connect with the original source, you're connected with everything. That's the amazing thing about it, you see. We all talk about love, isn't it? Love is a very popular thing. Oh, I love, you see. But we don't know how to perfect love. That's the problem. We end up feeling we're disappointed by love again and again and again. So the perfection of love, you see, it's like being the water in the root of the tree, or you put food in your belly. You see, it goes to every part of your nutrition, goes to every part of your body, or the water goes to every part of the tree. See, if you can learn how to actually connect with the source of all existence in a loving relationship, it's a very, very powerful thing. You see. Extremely powerful thing. And it actually puts you in a state of perfect harmony with the source and everything else, you see. Whether it's your friends, your family members, the people of Australia, or even the plants and animals, even the little worms. It puts you in a state of perfect harmony with everything that exists. And it's a and very enlivening state of consciousness. It's called, what is it called? Krishna consciousness, or God consciousness, or Allah consciousness, or Jehovah consciousness. We're not talking about some sectarian thing here. If this was sectarian religion, I wouldn't be here. You see, I was turned out by sectarianism, and it's just see all the problems, like in Israel, sectarianism. Look in Bangladesh right now. Sectarianism is a very, very bad thing because it's I'm better than you are. Ha 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 ha. You know, you agree with me, or cut your head off. It's like it's nonsense. It's nonsense. It's completely nonsense. So religion doesn't mean a sect. Actually, it comes from the Latin word religio, which means it means yoga, really. The true meaning of religion is yoga. You see, connect with the source of everything. So there's a whole detailed science of how to do that. Just like when you get an iPhone or, you get the owner's manual that tells you how to use it, or you can look it up online. When you get some piece of equipment, you get the manufacturer's giving you the owner's manual to know how to use it. So the supreme manufacturer is Krishna or God, and he has given us the owner's manual to tell us how to use this thing called human life. You got a human body, you got human consciousness. Well, how to use it in such a way you get the full benefit of your human consciousness, your human form. So the Bhagavad Gita is the owner's manual that goes along with the human body. That's why we're trying to distribute everywhere. Just imagine, you go to some Aborigine, a Rolls Royce. Okay, my dear Aborigine, I'm going to bless you with a Rolls Royce. Oh, very good. I can take a nap in the back seat. He doesn't know how to turn it on and drive, you see. He has no owner's manual, you see. So the difficulty is we don't have the owner's manual. We don't know what to do. We think, well, here's what I can do with this body. I can eat this. I can have sex here. I can do this and that. Try to enjoy in various ways. But it's like the Aborigine sleeping in the back seat of the Rolls Royce, not knowing how to use it. Check out the other tribes in the jungle or whatever. You see. So I want to share with you a very, very powerful mystical verse that very much enlivens me and hopefully enliven you too. Bhagavad chapter 6, text number 30. Yom, in Sanskrit, and I'll give you the translation too. Yom. And the beautiful thing, Bhagavad Gita is called, Gita means psalm. So just imagine you went to hear some lecture, some learned teacher, and it's all poetry. He speaks in poetry. Now that's pretty powerful. Actually, Krishna speaks in poetry. Can you imagine? And it can be sung also. It's beautiful poetry that's singable. So that's called the Song of God. So in the Vedic culture, in that they say in the spiritual world, all the speech is sung and all the walking is dancing. So just imagine this kind of culture where even a conversation is beautiful, singable poetry. Wow. That's what we're talking about previously on this planet. So here it is. Yomam pashati sarvatra sarvam shamai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami satchamena pranashyati. Translation. The one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. Now, my beloved spiritual master has help us understand what this verse is actually about. It's called the purport, which is the inner meaning, to help us understand what's going on here. Here's how my spiritual master explains it. A person in Krishna consciousness certainly sees Lord Krishna everywhere, and he sees everything in Krishna. Such a person may appear to see all separate manifestations of the material nature, but in each and every instance he is conscious of Krishna, knowing that everything is a manifestation of Krishna's energy. Nothing can exist without Krishna, and Krishna is the Lord of everything. Then this is the basic principle of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is the development of love of Krishna, a position transcendental even to material liberation. At this stage of Krishna consciousness beyond self-realization, the devotee becomes one with Krishna in the sense that Krishna becomes everything for the devotee, and the devotee becomes full in loving Krishna. An intimate relationship between the Lord and the devotee then exists. In that stage, the living entity can never be annihilated, nor is the personality of God ever out of the sight of the devotee. To merge in Krishna is spiritual annihilation. A devotee takes no such risk. It is stated in the Brahma Samhita, Premanjano Charita Bhakti Valochanena Santaksadaiva Hridayeshta Valokayanti Yanksham Shundaramachyajaganas Parupam Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Vajami. I worship the primeval Lord Govinda, who is always seen by the devotee, whose eyes are anointed with the pulp of love. He is seen in his eternal form of Shama Sundar, situated within the heart of the devotee. At this stage, Lord Krishna never disappears from the sight of the devotee, nor does the devotee ever lose sight of the Lord. In the case of a yogi who sees the Lord as Paramatma within the heart, the same applies. Such a yogi turns into the pure devotee and cannot bear to live for a moment without seeing the Lord within himself. So here is talking about, this is pretty amazing. This person who's actually the source of all existence is actually omnipresent. He's present. He's even right here in this room right now. You see, it's pretty amazing, you see. So if our eyes become saturated with the ointment called Prem Anjana, the ointment of love of God, we can directly perceive him. Just like I can see you, you can see me, right? Just imagine if you could see the source of all existence right now, standing before you, smiling at you, blessing you. You see, just imagine you actually see him and experience him right now in full. You see, that's what this verse is talking about. You see, in this process of, it's called Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of devotion or Krishna consciousness. This process enables us to come to that position where we can directly experience God Himself at every minute, within every atom, between every atom. It's pretty mystical stuff here, and we can actually achieve it. We can actually be in direct contact with Him, understand His desires, His feelings, understands how we can please Him and satisfy Him. So, question of why would I want to satisfy Him? I just rather satisfy myself, you know. But it's like when you put the food in the mouth, it nourishes every part of the belly. Every part of the body. So when you can actually satisfy that person, the source of all existence, you actually become fully satisfied yourself, and you actually give the best service to every living entity through all of existence, as I explained a few minutes ago. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I'm never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. So you get to a point, you get to a divine, mystical, spiritual, unlimitedly enlivening relationship, which is beyond your material body. You see, this body is born, it gets sick, it gets old, and it dies. You see, but that's not you. The first thing you have to understand in the pathway of spiritual awakening is, I am not this body. It's the first thing you have to understand. Think, well, this is an interesting thing that I can make a side note here. That's the latest trend, transgenderism, right? Yeah, I'm not satisfied being a male. I want to be a female. I'm not satisfied being a female. I want to become a male. It's a big thing. Sometimes they regret it. Oh, I made a mistake. I want to go back. It's a big thing. Yeah, transgenderism, the latest cool thing to do. Switch genders. But why do they have feelings like that? Why do I feel I'm not a female? I'm not a male. You know why I have that feeling? Because you're not. So here in Krishna consciousness, we treat transgenderism, that actually we transcend your gender. So you're realizing I'm not this material body. So all of our transgender advocates are transgender aficionados. If they can be Krishna conscious, they'll be fully satisfied. Well, I'm not a good news. You're not really a woman. You're not really a man. You're beyond these bodily designations. You're actually Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Krishnera Nitya Das. You're actually a spiritual being in quality one with the supreme source of all existence. So if our Krishna conscious movement can take root, all these transgender doctors will be out of business. Because actually I'm not this material body. The good news is, actually as you get older, it's really fun being a youth. I can go here, go there, and do this and do that. Yeah. But as you get older, even walking can be a problem. You got to get a cane. It's like, where's I got a cane or something? Yeah, there it is. Got to get a cane or a wheelchair to get around, It's not so fun. The body gets older. And then the final culmination, death. But when you become Krishna conscious, you're no longer bothered by these phases. Just like you have spring, summer, fall, and winter, right? So if you're actually, the one who's actually beyond, has a higher understanding, he's not bothered by spring, summer, fall, and winter going on constantly, you see. So you're actually Krishna conscious, and birth, death, old age, disease, nothing. Not a big deal to worry about. It's not me. I exist beyond all these things. Even death is a piece of cake with icing on it. For them who are actually Krishna conscious, you see. Because he realizes, either if I'm actually tuned in to the supreme source of all existence, my next birth is going to be pretty amazing, wonderful thing. Either I'll take another material body to continue my spiritual evolution, or if I achieve the ultimate goal of pure love of God within my heart, then I go to sleep and I wake up in the spiritual world where there's no old age, no air pollution, no terrorism, all these things they're bothered by, taxes or traffic jams or whatever, all the things that bother us, or rent, or we're completely in a spiritual paradise for this. Everything goes on eternally. No one's old, no one's sick, no one has to go to the hospital. It's complete paradise, you see. So it's available. It's available for us. How many we usually go with this program? What's the time? 8:00. Wow. We only have 20 minutes left. Anybody have any questions? I was trained up in the very beginning by a great saint named Vishnu Swami, because I was just I was a hippie coming out of the hippie scene, checking out this new thing, Krishna consciousness, to see what it would do for my consciousness. And I was given a very nice instruction by Vishnu Swami. He says, you must inquire until all your doubts are eradicated. And I did that, you see. So if you have any doubts about this, well, I don't know, Sounds pretty good, but if you have any buts, let me know. I'm here to help you go beyond all the, well, I don't know about this, I don't know about that. So they have any skeptics? Any? Yes.
So, since we are all spiritual beings, why are we in a material world?
Very good question. Why are we here? Now that Supreme Person, he has unlimited power and he actually enjoys loving relationships. So he is actually manifesting us from himself for the purpose of enjoying loving relationships with us. That's why we exist as spiritual beings. So can love be forced? Love me or I'll blow your brains up. Love has to be voluntary. So that's called free will. Every living entity is endowed with a choice to love or leave me, to love God or leave him. So what would be would anybody want to leave an eternal blissful situation to try to enjoy separately? It seems impossible, doesn't it? But for love to exist, there has to be the probability of misusing it, you see. So let's look at it mathematically. What would be the mathematical probability of somebody misusing their free will? I mean, there has to be some probability, otherwise free will doesn't exist. So what would for our mathematicians here, what would be the probability of somebody misusing their free will? What's the smallest number? Any math majors here? I made straight A's in math. 1 divided by infinity. You see, that's the probability of somebody, mathematical probability of somebody misusing their free will. So how many living entities are there? An infinite number. So let's do a little math on it. 1 divided by infinity times infinity equals, anybody know? Any mathematicians? Infinity. So we have an infinite number of living entities. We're talking math here, pure mathematics. If we have an infinite number of living entities who decided to misuse their free will, welcome to the material world. So that's a little mathematical scientific explanation of it, you see. Love has to have the choice of saying no thank you. Otherwise it cannot exist. And there's always some probability it has to exist, otherwise love does not exist. And that's why we're here. One of that infinitesimal number of living entities who made the mistake. What would it be like, we actually see it sometimes. You have a farm here, right? So sometimes we see the cow has a very nice pasture. But the cow sticks its head through the fence to try the grass on the other side of the fence. So we're like cows that want to check out the other side of the fence. What's it like on the other side? That's the situation. We're like cows that stuck our head through the fence to try the grass on the other side. Does that help a little bit?
This mistake because we think that by think of exploring that possibility, or like why did we make the mistake?
Why do we make that mistake? Because free will exists.
It was driven by like the need of exploring different horizons. And,
See, our nature, we're in this sense, God is an enjoyer by nature. So we're part and parcel, and we also have the enjoying propensity. So we say, well, maybe I can enjoy more by being independent. Let me check it out. You see? You had a question.
Between Krishna consciousness and cosmological consciousness, because for me, Krishna is the cosmos.
Yeah.
So how do we,
Actually,
yeah.
yes, they're actually the same thing. But cosmos doesn't necessarily mean a person, does it?
Yeah, but I also feel like, sorry, I'm a skeptic a little bit. Why do we believe in Krishna as an entity telling us about the cosmos? Is it because embodying him teaches us all?
Not a matter of belief.
Sorry?
It's not a matter of belief. It's a matter of scientific understanding.
Mm.
Were you there in the beginning of the lecture?
Yeah.
Yeah. Scientifically speaking, there has to be, we have a chain of cause and effect going on, you see. So there has to be an original cause, otherwise nothing happens. And can something impersonal act, just like We have a wall here as impersonal. Can the wall do something on its own? There's something to act, there has to be a person. Impersons don't act. That you're sitting on that cushion, right? Can that cushion decide to get out from under you because it feels you're too heavy on him? Well, she's too heavy on me. Let me get out of from underneath her. I can't handle this. This girl is too heavy for me. And to get out from underneath her. The cushion cannot act as action requires a person. See? So there has to be an original person behind the cosmos, otherwise nothing happens. You understand? What is that? Newton's law of motion. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So there has to be a person behind the cosmos to make it function. Otherwise, the cosmos cannot function without a person behind it. You understand? Good. That help. Any more skepticism? Yes.
But as if there is a cause and an effect, then there has to be a beginning.
Right.
And
It has to be an unmoved mover, otherwise nothing happens.
yeah, so during our classes somewhere in the Bhagavad Gita, there is a quote or something that says there is no beginning, therefore, like nothing started and nothing ended.
Can you help me understand that question? A little hard of hearing.
Yeah, I have no
You
idea.
get-
Like there was no beginning of anything, therefore nothing can like exist.
There's no beginning for anything? How you can say that? That's not scientific.
There was no beginning.
Huh?
No beginning, there is no end, only the supreme end existed.
How you can say there's no beginning? Is that logical? Nothing. Just like this building began by somebody, drawing the plans and bringing all the equipment, all the different. If I told you this building you're sitting has no beginning, would you think that's scientific?
I'm not saying that there was no beginning. I'm
Oh,
saying I've
okay.
heard multiple times that there was like no start. And I was like, what does that mean? If there was a cause and effect, then there has to be a start. So that's just
Yes,
what
there
I've
has to be
heard.
a start. That's correct.
That's what I've heard.
There has to be an original. Nothing comes out of nothing, so there has to be original something. Hmm?
So Shila Gurudev, she's telling that Krishna basically never was born. He's
Yeah,
always-
Krishna is Anand, he has no origin, that's right. Krishna is without beginning. He's without end, that's right.
So does he start it somewhere in no time, or he's always?
No, Krishna has always been there. In fact, time is his energy. Krishna is beyond. Krishna exists in timelessness. You see, we're conditioned by time. It's like we have our watches, right? We're conditioned by time, but Krishna is beyond time. Time is his energy. Krishna exists in timelessness. There's not such thing as beginning or end in Krishna. Beginning and end means within the region of time, but Krishna exists in timelessness. The effect of timelessness? Well, Krishna is not timelessness. He's a person. And he lives in timelessness. Timelessness is not Krishna himself. Timelessness is an energy of Krishna. Krishna exists beyond time. It's not that he is timelessness. He's the origin of timelessness and time also. They both come from him.
So where the cause and effect begin?
Krishna. Krishna is the origin of cause and effect. You see, I explained earlier, he's the unmoved mover. Everything begins with Krishna. You say, well, I don't believe there's any origin. Well, good luck. That's not scientific. I explained earlier. Everything has a cause, which has a cause. Just like you have a father, right? And his father had a father, and his father had a father. You go back, by the original father who had no fathers, then you come to Krishna. He's a father with no father, you see. Okay, we got 10 minutes left. Yes.
I love Krishna Prabhuji, and I love you too.
So now perfect your love. See, right now we have love. I love my dog. I love my wife. I love my city. I love my car. I love my guitar, whatever. Now we have to perfect love, you see. because our love is tinged with selfishness. That means our love is not pure right now. So love is very good, now perfect it, you see. We feel good about love, isn't it? We feel good about it. Well, it's like that old song, you better find somebody to love, popular song back in the 60s. You need somebody to love. I want somebody to love. It was a very popular song called Somebody to Love. Our nature is we want to have love. So, but the trouble is we're disappointed by it. Some they say love is a 4-letter word also. So we have to learn to perfect that love, you see. There's 2 words in Sanskrit, kama and prema. Love, I love you, honey, right? That's kama, because I can enjoy sex with you, right? But that's selfishness. So real love, that's called prema, without any desire of getting something in return. See? Wanting something in return, that's kama or lust. Full love, but just giving fully myself to the beloved, not wanting anything in return, that's called prema or pure love. So that loving propensity is very nice, now perfected. And then right now we're not fully satisfied in our loving relationships because we're still tinged with selfishness. But when you purify all the selfishness away and come to pure love, that's when you become fully enlightened, fully enlivened, fully beyond all the dualities of material existence. And that's what we're teaching. It's called Krishna consciousness. We're teaching how to become a pure lover. That's the whole point. Become fully satisfied in love by driving away all the tinges of selfishness. And that's called Krishna consciousness, God consciousness, Jehovah consciousness, Allah consciousness. Just like I was in Malaysia, I would say to the security guard, Hare Krishna, Allah Akbar. You see. So we're not sectarianists here. We want to teach you how to become a pure lover of that supreme person. You can do it as a Christian, as a Jew, as a Sikh, as a Muslim, as a Hindu, or whatever. See, come to the state of pure love. That's what we're teaching. Pure love. Anything else? Yes,
Allah, Krishna, Jehovah the same.
absolutely. Just like even my father, he had 7 different names. My mother called him one thing. His college buddies, his parents called him something else. His college buddies called him something else. My dad had about 7 different names. So my dad, greater than God, God had unlimited names. So there's even a scripture called Vishnu Sahasranam, the 1,000 names of Vishnu. And that's only the tip of the iceberg. God has unlimited millions of names. That's what I sang in that song, the beginning, Jai Radha Madhava, Gopi Janavala, Giri Varadari, one who lifts the Govardhan hill, Jamuna Tiravanachari, one who wanders on the bank of the Jamuna. He has unlimited names describing his qualities, his characteristics, and his pastimes. So yeah, God has unlimited names, you see.
So, so do you think God is the one who runs the karmic cycle, or is it the people who run the karmic cycle?
Is the God running karmic cycle or the people? How do you think?
It's what's called karma chakra, the repetition of birth and death. We made the foolish mistake of trying to enjoy separately from Krishna. We put ourselves in karma chakra, not him. You see, it's like does the criminal does the state put the criminal put himself in prison, or does the state put him in prison? Who's the ultimate putting him in? Who is the ultimate putting him in prison? The government or the person? He put himself in the prison by disobeying the laws of the government. You see. Not the government just rounds up people to put them in prison. No, those who choose to disobey the laws of the state, they put themselves in prison. So we put ourselves in karma chakra due to misuse of our free will. We're the culprits, the stupid idiots. Huh?
All in that living, like, what is Krishna's role in our daily responsibilities, duties, actions, and consequences?
Krishna says, I'm the source of knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. So you want to choose to forget Krishna, he'll give you all facility to forget him. He'll give you atheistic philosophy or drugs or whatever. If you want to forget him, money, sweeter than honey, right? If you're not forgetting, he'll give you all facility to forget him. That's his kindness. You want to forget him? Okay, here, do it. So your mother used to say, my dear son, if you want to run away from home, let me know. I'll pack your bags for you, you see. So Krishna has packed our bags. We want to run away from him. He's packed our bags for us by giving us all facility to forget him, you see. The lottery, the brothel, whatever. He's given us all the liquor, the cigarettes, whatever, marijuana, whatever. He's given us all facility to forget him. But if you want to remember him, we give all facility for that. Bhagavad Gita, devotees, the Krishna consciousness movement, the Bible, the Quran, or whatever. It's up to, he give you all facility. He's there at every minute, facilitating whatever way you want to go. He'll give you forgetfulness or remembrance according to your desire. He wants you to be happy. So if you want to be happy in this way, say, okay, try it. I'll give you all facility to forget me. Krishna is the facilitator at every minute. He's actually with you in your heart right now, giving you all facility to either remember him or forget him, whatever you choose to do. He's giving you the free will to act according to your own desires. So we're here, the Krishna consciousness movement is here to remind you, well, this is a better deal. Remembering him is better than forgetting him. You see, so he's actually, this Krishna consciousness movement is an incarnation of Krishna himself, to bless you with the opportunity to come back to your original nature, which is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. Got about 2 minutes left. Anything else? Yes.
Each one of us has a personality, and do you think this personality is eternal? Like I'm gonna bring my personality into my next life.
That's right. You're the same person, birth after birth. That's right.
So I have this unique personal connection with Krishna that I have to.
It's called Atma in Sanskrit, the self. Somebody says, how you can prove this, the self exists? When I say, well, how did you ask the question? How do I know that I exist as a spiritual being? The I is the spiritual being. If I say I, that's the Atma right there. The I, when you say I, you're talking, that's the soul, the Atma in Sanskrit. So a reminder here, the Divine Love Memoir is available on Amazon.com. So you can check it out. And it's the whole story, amazing story, how I went from a college kid to becoming a hippie to becoming a happy. Very interesting story. Amazon.com, the Divine Love Memoir. We have copies here. How much are they going for? Price?
They can do $15 or $20.
This is
The price? What is the price?
$15 or $20, whatever they can afford.
$15? That's a lot.
15 or 20.
That's too much. You can, for paperback, $5 is okay. How much?
Huh?
The shipping cost.
Amazon price.
Oh, that's the Amazon price. How much is it on Amazon?
The shipping cost.
We
was there too.
shipped from India.
Oh,
It
shipping cost.
costed $14.50.
Oh, it's $15 for, all right. Anybody, if anybody wants it, I'll give you a sign. I'll sign it for you. It's available. They set the price because they paid for them.
It costed $14.53, something like that. So I
Okay,
did round figure $15.
okay. Yeah, so that's it.
Thank you so much. Will you have to go now, or you stay for some time in case people want to talk?
So he's telling, we can go or we can stay, and if somebody has some personal questions.
Yeah, I have the whole evening free. I mean, I actually had jet lag coming off the flight and I slept the whole day, so I can go for a long time.
And hence we're going to have a pizza party now.
Haribo,
Also,
short and sweet. You can go.
other than moderation.
Maybe you want to leave anyway, so, but if there's any burning questions, go ahead, but otherwise
Sure.
if we keep you here too long, you'll get bored with it and you go to sleep. I don't want to torture you for keeping you here. Huh?
Email address.
Oh, yeah. I have a free e-course on the internet. You go to www.joincourse, JOINCOURSE.com. And I'll give you, every day you get something, a daily easing update, and you can ask questions unlimitedly, and I answer them personally. www.joincourse.com. And it's available.
We have
An internet question, okay. Okay, internet question. What is that? Every living entity has arrived in mortal world Due to misuse of free will, humans have free will. Usually, non-human beings seem to be act impulsively. Please enlighten me. Yeah, in the lower species, there are 8,500,000 species. And the human beings have a choice to do this or do that. When you go to the subhuman species, the animals, the plants, they just act completely according to the laws of nature. The dog has to be a dog. You can't choose not to act like a dog or think like a dog. So only in the human form do we have the free will to decide what I want to do. And the lower species are acting strictly according to the laws of nature, like puppets being pulled by a puppeteer. You see? We are the human beings have a choice how we want to think, how we want to speak, how we want to act. So take advantage of the human form. Otherwise, your next birth, you go down to the animal kingdom or lower. So take advantage. You got a human form now. Utilize it for self-realization, and say goodbye to birth, death, old age, and disease. Yes.
How do you go up? Like if you're a dog and you act by the law of nature, how can you improve your position and go back to the
You talk about the lower species.
So if you become a dog, how talented
You have to wait until you're promoted by the laws of nature to the human form. However, if some devotee is very kind to you and gives you some, what we call spiritual food, if you actually even do a tree, if you chant Hare Krishna to the tree, it gets promoted to the human form much faster.
Can I add?
Yeah.
Animals don't create karma. They are not punished because they do not know, they do not have developed intelligence. When we come to the human form of life, we have a developed intelligence and we don't live according to the laws of God, then we get the reactions. Hare Krishna.
So that's it. We can adjourn.
Yeah.
You had one more? Okay. So I thank you all very much for coming tonight. May you all be blessed with the awakening of your eternal spiritual identities as soon as possible. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Thank you very much.